ଜନ୍ମକୁ ଏଇଟା ଭୋଗ କରିବେ। ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରାଯାଇପାରିବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରିବେ ଏଇଆ ଯେ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସେବା କରିବାର ଯେମିତି ବଞ୍ଚିତ ନ ହୁଏ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ନାମ ନେବାର ଯେମିତି ବଞ୍ଚିତ ନ ହୁଏ, ଆପଣ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଅନୁଭବ କରିବାର ମୋତେ ଯେମିତି ବଞ୍ଚିତ ନ ହୁଏ, ଏଇ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରାଯାଇପାରିବ।
ଆଉ ବି ଭାଇ ଏମିତି ବି କହିହବ ଯେ ଦୁଃଖ ତ ଦେଇଛ, ଦୁଃଖ ସହିବାର ଶକ୍ତି ଦିଅ। ଦୁଃଖଟା ହଟେଇ ଦେବାକୁ କହିବାନି, ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ କଥାଟା କହିଲେ ପୁରା ଠିକ କଥା। ଦୁଃଖ ସହିବା ଶକ୍ତିଟା ସହିଯିବା।
ଏଇଟା କହିପାରିବେ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହଁ କହିବେ ନା, ଏଇଟା ଭଲ କଥା। ଦୁଃଖ ସହିବାର ଶକ୍ତିଟା ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ, ଆପଣ କହୁଥିଲେ କି ଆତ୍ମାର ଯଦି ଆମେ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରେସ କରୁଛୁ ତାହେଲେ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ଇମ୍ପାକ୍ଟ କରିବନି, ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ବାଟରେ ଆସିବନି। ଆମେ ଯେବେ ଭକ୍ତି କରୁଛୁ, ଆମେ ଯେବେ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରେସ କରୁଛୁ, ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ଯେବେ ଏ ବାଟରେ ଅଛୁ
ବୁଝନ୍ତୁ। ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ ଯେ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧଟା ଆସିବନି ଏମିତି ନୁହେଁ। ଆପଣ ଯେବେ ଭକ୍ତି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧଟା ଆସିବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭକ୍ତି କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଜ୍ଞାନ ପ୍ରତି ବିଚ୍ୟୁତ କରିଦେଇପାରିବ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି, ଏଇ କ୍ଷମତା ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧର ନାହିଁ। ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ଆସିବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଭକ୍ତିଟା ମଧ୍ୟ ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସେମିତି ବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଥାଏ ଏବଂ ତାଙ୍କ ନିତ୍ୟ ପ୍ରୀତି ମଧ୍ୟ ସେଇଟା ଆପଣ ବିଚ୍ୟୁତି ହବନି।
ଭାଇ ତାହେଲେ ଆମର ଭକ୍ତି ଯାହା ଅଛି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି, ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ବାଟରେ ଅଛୁ ସେଟା କଣ ଆମର ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ କ୍ରିୟା ମାନଙ୍କୁ ସେଟା କଣ ଫ୍ୟୁଚରରେ କମେଇ ପାରିବ? ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ବାଟରେ ଅଛୁ ଇମ୍ପାକ୍ଟ କରିବ?
ହଁ, ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଭାବରେ କମେଇ ଦେଇପାରିବ। ଏଇ ସେନ୍ସରେ ଭୋଗଟା କମେଇବନି। ମନେ କରନ୍ତୁ, ଠାକୁର ଗୋଟେ ଉଦାହରଣ ଦେଇନାହାନ୍ତି, ଯେମିତି ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଉଦୟ ହେଲେ ଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଏବଂ ତାରା ଫିକା ପଡ଼ିଯାଆନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେମାନେ ସେଠି ଥାଆନ୍ତି। ସେମିତି ଆପଣ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଏବଂ ଭକ୍ତି ପଥରେ ଆଗେଇଲେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧର ଭୋଗଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଫିକା ପଡ଼ିଯିବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଭୋଗ ହବ। ମନେ କରନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ଅଛି, ମୋର ଆକ୍ସିଡେଣ୍ଟ ଗୋଡ଼ଟା କଟିଯିବ, ଗୋଡ଼ଟା ହିଁ କଟିବ। ଏମିତି ବି ଜଣେ ସାଧୁଙ୍କର ଗୋଡ଼ କଟି କୋଉଦିନ କାମୁଡ଼ି ନେଇ ଚାଲିଗଲା। ସେ ସାଧୁ କଣ ଭାବିଲେ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି? ଯାହା ହଉ ଏ ଗୋଡ଼ଟା ଥିଲେ ମୋତେ ଅବାଟରେ ନେଇଥାନ୍ତା, ଯାହା ହଉ ଗୋଡ଼ଟା ଚାଲି ଯାଇଛି, ମୋର ଭଲ ହେଇଛି, କାହିଁକିନା ମୁଁ ସତ୍ପଥରେ ଏଣିକି ଯିବା ପାଇଁ ମୋତେ ରହିଲା। କୋଉ ଭାବେ ସେ କେତେ ଉଚ୍ଚ ଧାରଣା, ଗୋଡ଼ଟା ଥିଲେ ମୁଁ କାଳେ ଅବାଟରେ ଚାଲି ଯାଇଥାନ୍ତି, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଭଗବାନ ଏଇ ଗୋଡ଼ଟା ମୋର ନେଇଗଲେ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ମାନେ ସାଧାରଣ କଥା ଲୋକଙ୍କ କଥା କହୁଛୁ, ଆମେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ କେତେ ଆମେ ଜଣେ ବି ଜୟଗୁରୁ ନାମଟା ଜପ କରୁଛି, ତଥାପି ତା ଗୋଡ଼ଟା କଟିଗଲା। ତାର ଅର୍ଥ ବୁଝିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ, ଏଇଟା ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧର ଏବଂ ସେତେବେଳେ ତା ଭିତରେ ଅସମ୍ଭବର ସହନ ଶକ୍ତିଟା ଆସିଯିବ। ତେଣୁ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ଯେ ଭୋଗ ନ ହବ, ସେମିତିରେ ଭୋଗ ହବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସେତେ କଷ୍ଟ ତାହେଲେ ଲାଗିବ ନାହିଁ। ବୁଝିଲେ ତ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଭାଇ, ବୁଝିଲି।
ମାନେ ଅନ୍ୟ ଜିନିଷ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧର ଭୋଗଟା ହବ, ସ୍ଥୂଳ ଭୋଗ, ଶରୀରଟା ଭୋଗ କରିବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଯେହେତୁ ଆତ୍ମିକ ସ୍ଥିତିରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଏ ଭୋଗ ମାନେ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ କିରଣରେ ପିତା ପଡ଼ିଯାଏ। ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଅର୍ଥ ଅଛି ଜ୍ଞାନ ଏବଂ ପ୍ରେମ। ଜ୍ଞାନ ଏବଂ ପ୍ରେମ ଦ୍ୱାରା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସେ ଭୋଗଟା ପ୍ରସ୍ତୁତ କରିଛି। ଆଉ ଭଲ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ସୁନ୍ଦର।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ, ଗୋଟେ ଫଲୋ ଅପ୍ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥିଲା ମାଙ୍କର କଥାର, ଗୋଟେ ଫଲୋ ଅପ୍ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଯେ ଆମେ ସେଟା ନିଜ ପାଇଁ ମାଗିବାନି, ଆମେ ସେଟା ନିଜ ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ମାଗିବାନି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ କମେଇଦେବା ପାଇଁ, ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ମାଗିପାରିବା କି? ଆମ ଘର ଲୋକ ବା ନିଜ ପେସେଣ୍ଟ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ ମାଗିପାରିବା?
ହଁ, ତାଙ୍କର ଅନ୍ୟର ଇଏ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ କରିପାରିବେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଅନ୍ୟର ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ସ୍ୱାର୍ଥର ସମ୍ବନ୍ଧଟା ରହୁଛି କି ମୋହର ସମ୍ବନ୍ଧରେ ଆପଣ ମାଗୁଛନ୍ତି କି? ଯଦି ମୋହରେ ମାଗୁଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ହବନି ଠିକ। ମୋହଗ୍ରସ୍ତ ହେଇକି ଆପଣ ମାଗୁଛନ୍ତି ଅର୍ଥାତ୍ ସିଏ ମୋର ଘରର ମୋର ନଣନ୍ଦ ଭାଉଜ ମୋର ସ୍ୱାମୀ ଅନ୍ୟ ବି ଯାହା ହଉ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ମୋହଗ୍ରସ୍ତ ହେଇକି ମାଗୁଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ଭୁଲ ହବ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ନିର୍ମୋହ ହେଇକି ଯଦି ମାଗୁଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ଠିକ ହବ। ତାହେଲେ ଆମର ବେଦତା ମଧ୍ୟ ସେୟା ସଦୈବ ଭବନ୍ତୁ ସୁଖିନଃ ସର୍ବେ ସନ୍ତୁ ନିରାମୟା। ଏଇଟା ତ କିଛି ଖରାପ ନାହିଁ ନା, ଏଇଟା ହିଁ କରିବା ଉଚିତ। ଅନ୍ୟ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ସାଧୁ ସନ୍ଥଙ୍କର ସେଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଲକ୍ଷଣ, ସେ ନିଜ ପାଇଁ କିଛି ମାନେ କିନ୍ତୁ ସେମାନେ ନିର୍ମୋହ ଅର୍ଥାତ୍ ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଆମ ଭଳିଆ ଯୋଉ ଆସକ୍ତିପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଭାବରେ ଆସକ୍ତି ଯୋଗୁଁ ବର୍ଷ ପକ୍ଷୀ ଯଦି ମାଗିଲେ ସିଏ ମୋର କଣ ସମ୍ପର୍କିତ ତେଣୁ ତା ପାଇଁ ମାଗିଛି ତାପରେ ନିଜେ ମାଗିଲା ଭଳିଆ ହବ। କିନ୍ତୁ ତା ପ୍ରତି ମୋର ଆସକ୍ତି ଯଦି ରହିଥାଇକି ମାଗିବେ ତାହେଲେ ଠିକ ହବ। unattached. Your prayer must be unattached. ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ମତେ ମାସ କଥା ବୁଝିଲି ତ ଆଜ୍ଞା। ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ହଁ ଭାଇ ଜୟ
ଗୁରୁ।
ହଁ ଗ୍ରହଣ ହେଲେ ତାହେଲେ ଆଉ କଣ ଆପଣ ଆଉ
a couple of minutes jadi kahar one more question we can do.
Sorry bhai I'll take that last offer. Okay bhai amar apno କହିଲେ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧଟା ପୁର ଶରୀର ବ୍ୟତୀତ ଭୋଗ ହୋଇପାରେ that I understand କାରଣ ସୁଖ ଦେବତା ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ଭୋଗ ହବ କିନ୍ତୁ at the same time ଆପଣ କହିଲେ ସଞ୍ଚିତ ପ୍ରିୟମାନ ପାଇଁ ସ୍ଥୂଳ ଶରୀର ବିନା ଭୋଗ ହୋଇପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। ସେଇଟାକୁ ମୁଁ ଠିକ କହିପାରୁନି। ଠାକୁର କହିଲେ ଯେ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧଟା ହଁ କହିଲେ ସଞ୍ଚିତ ଏବଂ ପ୍ରିୟମାନ ସ୍ଥୂଳ ଶରୀର ବ୍ୟତୀତ ଭୋଗ ହୋଇପାରେ ନାହିଁ।
ଭୋଗଟା ତ ଆପଣ କରିବେ କିଏ କହିଲେ ଦେହଟା ଭୋଗ କରିବ। ଆତ୍ମାର ତ ସଞ୍ଚିତ ପ୍ରିୟ ଆତ୍ମା ସହିତ ସଞ୍ଚିତ ପ୍ରିୟ ବାଣ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ସେ ସବୁର ଅତୀତ ନାହିଁ। ଯାହା ହଉ ଆପଣ ସଞ୍ଚିତ ପ୍ରିୟମାନ କଥା କହୁଛନ୍ତି। ମନେ କରନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ଦୀପଟେ ଜଳୁଛି ଆପଣ ସେଇ ଦୀପକୁ ଦେଇକି ଆଙ୍ଗୁଠିଟା ଦେଖେଇଲେ ସେଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କଷ୍ଟ ହବ। ଏଇଟା ହେଲେ ସେ ପ୍ରିୟମାନ। ଗାଡ଼ିଟା ଚାଲି ଯାଉଛି ଆପଣ ଏଠି ଗୋଡ଼ ଆଗରେ ଟ୍ରେନଟା ଆଗରେ ଯାଇକି ଗୋଡ଼ଟାକୁ କଟିଦେବେ ଗୋଡ଼ଟା କଟିଯିବ। ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ପ୍ରିୟମାନ। ଆପଣ କର୍ମ ନିଜେ କଲେ ଏବଂ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ତା ଫଳଟା ଦଉଥିଲେ। କିନ୍ତୁ ସଞ୍ଚିତ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆପଣ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧଟା କଣ କି ସଞ୍ଚିତରୁ କିଛି ଅଂଶଟା ଆମର ବ୍ରହ୍ମାଣ୍ଡ ପ୍ରତି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆଣିକି ଦେଲେ ଯେ ଏଇ ଜନ୍ମ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଫିକ୍ସ କରିଦିଆହେଲା ଏଇ ଜନ୍ମରେ ଆପଣ ଭୋଗିବେ। ଥରେ ଆପଣ ଜନ୍ମ ସହିତ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ଚାଲି ସଞ୍ଚିତ ପ୍ରିୟମାନ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆଲୋକ ହେଇଗଲା ସେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ତାକୁ ଭୋଗିବାକୁ ବାଧ୍ୟ। ତା ଦେହରୁ ଆପଣ ଯିଏ ବି ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ ଅବତାର ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ ଯାହା ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ ସମସ୍ତେ ଭୋଗିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ।
ଭାଇ ସେଗୁଡାକ
ଅବଶେଷ ଯୋଉଗୁଡାକ ଆପଣ
ନାଇଁ ଭାଇ ସେଗୁଡାକ ସବୁ ଠିକ ଅଛି ପଢିଛେ ଠାକୁର ତ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ବହୁତ ଜାଗାରେ। କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟା ହେଲା ଆମର ପ୍ରେତ ଲୋକ ପିତୃଲୋକ ଆଉ ସ୍ୱର୍ଗ ଲୋକରେ ଯୋଉ ଭୋଗ ହୁଏ ଦୁଃଖ ଭୋଗ ଆଉ ସୁଖ ଭୋଗ ସେଇଟାରେ କଣ କର୍ମ ନିବୃତ୍ତି ହୁଏନି? ଯାହା ବ୍ରଜ ଭାଇ କହିଲେ ତାର ତ ସେଥିରେ କର୍ମ ନିବୃତ୍ତି ହୁଏନି। ତେଣୁ ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ଭୋଗଟା ସେଇଟା କଣ?
ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି ଆପଣ ତିନି ପ୍ରକାର କଥା ରହୁଛି। ଆପଣ ଇଚ୍ଛା କରିଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଠି କିଛି ଭୋଗ ମାନେ ସେ ଜିନିଷଟା ଲାଭ କରିଛନ୍ତି କିନ୍ତୁ ତାକୁ ଭୋଗ କରିପାରି ନାହାନ୍ତି। କଥାଟା ବୁଝନ୍ତି। ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଚାହିଁଛନ୍ତି ଘରଟେ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କିନ୍ତୁ ଘରଟେ କଲେ ଆପଣ ଘରେ ରହିପାରିଲେ ନାହିଁ ଆପଣ ମୃତ୍ୟୁ ହେଇଗଲା। ସେଠୁ କଣ ହବ ନା ପ୍ରେତ ଲୋକରେ ସେମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଘରଟି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମିଳିବ। ସେମିତି ଘରଟି ଆପଣ ରହିବେ ସେଠି ପ୍ରେତ ହେଇକି ଦୁଃଖ ହେଇକି ରହିବେ। ये जो अभिलाषा तृप्ति आउ केते जगह आपणकर इच्छा करिसेंती किछि पाइसेंती किंतु तृप्ति आसीनी अथा जो भोग करते पुणी मरिगले ताले एटा आपणकर पेटगत पर्यंत जीव अच्छा এইটা পুଣି ଯୋଉଟା ପାପ ପୁଣ୍ୟର କଥା ଉଠୁଛି ପାପଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପେଟ ଲୋକରେ କିଛି ଲୋକରେ ଭୋଗ କରାଯିବ ଏବଂ ପୁଣ୍ୟଟା ପୁଣି ସ୍ୱର୍ଗ ଲୋକରେ ଭୋଗ କରାଯିବ ତାପରେ ତ ମହଲୋକ ଗଲା ତ ହଁ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନଟା ତ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷଟା ସେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର এই স্থূল দেহটা নথায় না কিন্তু সেই সূক্ষ্ম দেহটা মধ্যে সেই যে কামনা বাসনার যে দেহটা থাকে সেই কামনা বাসনার দেহ ভাবে এটা সে ভোগ করিব যেটার ভোগ তার তৃপ্তি আসিଯିବ ପୁଣି ତାର ସେ ଯୋଉ ଉପର ଆଉ ଉପର ଯିବ ଏବଂ ମହାଲୋକ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଯାଇକି ପହଞ୍ଚିବ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
भाई आउ कौन कथा क्लियर लगा कि
नहीं भाई तथापि अपना मे भी मैंने फोन से पढ़ी कथा भी नले हम पिला सेशन आरंभ
हमर टाइम हे गेलन तो तेणु सेटा रही गला टिके भाई मोर भी टिके रही गला सेटा परे ताकू डिस्कशन करी के ताकू काटिबा आज्ञा आज्ञा कथा ही करतो इम्पोर्टेंट जिनस गुड़ा सब भारी भारी फंडामेंटल जिनस गुड़ा भाई आज बहुत बढ़िया तेणु ठाकुर पाखे खाली एतिकी आम प्रार्थना कर फेर केमती आपण संगे भाव विनिमय कर सुजोग मिल से ठाकुर को जनाऊँ आदि आम संघर भाई माँ मैंने कहार भी किसी भूल त्रुटि होता है आप पाखे क्षमा प्रार्थना करुँ भाई आमर आपरे आज्ञा करू आमर पिला प्रोग्राम आरंभ हम श्रीजा योर टर्न फॉर सिंगिंग प्रार्थना संगीत श्रीजा when you are ready
जय गुरु ठाकुरा तुम्हें एकानी जड़ा तुम्हें मोसा भरस दया सागर जीवनी ठाकुरा तुम्हें एकानी जड़ा तुम्हें मो माता तुम्हें मो पिता तुम्हें मो माता तुम्हें मो पिता तुम्हें मो बंधु भाई तुम्हारे स्नेहा सारा जगते तुम्हारे स्नेहा सारा जगते तुमला ना तारा नहीं विश्व पर ताराई देवे संसार कथाने संसार कथाने कंदन दन मुपराठी कंदन दन मुपराठी कुहत बुदारे पिंडपनत पोचित दिया दुहा मोहर ए जीवनी ठाकुर तुमी एखानी जय एतिकी आली पादारे तुमा एतिकी आली पादारे तुमा करुणा टिके हेऊ करुणा टिके हेऊ संज सकाले तुम्हारे पासे संज सकाले तुम्हारे पासे मन मोहर थाओ मन मोहर थाओ से विमोदन्य हे जीवन से विमोदन्य हे जीवन रंग पायरा हे जीवनी ठाकुर तुमे एकानी जरा तुमे मोसा कहा भरसा दया सागर ए जीवनी ठाकुर तुमे एकानी जरा ए जीवनी ठाकुर तुमे एकानी जरा जय गुरु.
Jai Guru, young aspirants. We will start with attendance, and then after attendance, I'm going to ask Shrija to explain the meaning of her song. Aditi?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Abhyasa? Aisi?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Anhik?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Anshu? Arnav?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Aaron?
Aaron is coming.
Jai Guru. Arush?
Arush not joined today.
Jai Guru. Aryan?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jan? Devangi? Divya? Tini? Eva?
अम्मा जय गुरु से आपसे जी.
Jai Guru. Jagrat?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Naitik? Pratyusha?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Pratyush?
जय गुरु माँ.
Jai Guru. Sanvi? Saraswat?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Sarthak? Bhakti?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Bobby?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Shilpi?
Jai Guru Ma. Justice.
Jai Guru. Shreya?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Manu?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jimmy?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Siddharth? Simran?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Shrija?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Suhani?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Yukta?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. So, few people. So if I miss
Jai
you or
Guru Ma. This is
Jai Guru.
Sandhi. This is Sandhi. I don't think you heard me earlier, but I'm here.
Jai Guru, I've marked you present.
Jai Guru. This is Anshul. I'm here.
Jai Guru. Jai Guru, मैं दिव्यांश से अच्छी.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Okay. Jai Guru. So let's start. Shrija, you can explain the meaning of the song that you just sang.
Sure. Jai Guru. The meaning of the song goes like this. Thakura, in this life, you are my only close person. You are my wish, and I can only depend on you. You are my mother, father, and friend. There is no comparison of your love. Sitting in my heart, you know everything about me. When I am getting worried, you always hold my hand, wiping my tears. I pray in your lotus feet to get your blessings. Let my mind always think about you and serve you. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. So as always, it's a beautiful song that reminds us of who Thakura is in our lives, all of the roles that he encompasses, and just reminds us that no matter what happens, Thakura is always with us, always by our side, always giving us comfort. And what we can do that makes us feel better, that makes our lives better, is to remember him, to worship at his feet, to ask for his blessings, for his guidance, and keeping that in mind. Today is the last week of the month, and this is when we go through some of the prayers or other things that we use and talk about in our day-to-day lives and our daily prayers to Thakura. And so the last few months we had been doing the translation of Stotha Vandana. And today we're going to start going through and talking about Bodhisattva. And without going through the translation, we'll go page by page over the next few months to see in Bodhisattva what it says, what we're supposed to be learning from that, and also we'll have some discussion about what that is. But before we get into all of that, and before we get into the translation, we first need to understand. Can anyone tell me what is Bodhisattva?
Jai Guru, this is Saraswata. A Bodhisattva is basically your pledge to Thakura that you will follow him.
Right. Yeah. So Bodhisattva is like a membership card, a pledge. So the first page of that is a pledge, and then there are several pages beyond that where there's various advice to Thakura and other things that he's said. And when do we read Bodhisattva? For those of us that have it, or for those of you, your parents.
Jai Guru, we read it like before we do Jai Guru and after we do Om Brahmananda.
Right. So it's part of our daily prayer routine, and usually that's when you would read it as usually morning prayers or wherever you put it, just in part of that routine. And so, as we go into it, does anyone know where Bodhisattva came from? Why we have it, or how it was put together? How many of us have Bodhisattva? Okay. I think there's a handful of you that do. Okay, so when you have Bodhisattva, one thing, like those said, on that first page, there are promises that we make to Thakur, kind of acceptance of him and what we're going to say, and that's what we'll read today, and you'll get that translation. But for those of you that do not have Bodhisattva, and so those of you that do, you've read it, and so you know what promises are there. But for those of you that do not have it, what sort of promises do you think we should be making to Thakur, or what sort of things should we be pledging to Thakur? What sort of things do you think we should be promising Thakur?
Promise that I will serve you.
Promise to serve Thakur, yeah. That can be one thing. Very good. Jimmy, what do you think?
I think it's like you have to say to Thakur that he like my only guru, and like he will help you, and like if you accept the perfect mantra Jai Guru, and like you want to be like steered by him, like guided by him.
Right. So promising to be guided by him, to accept him for that. Good. So what we'll do, so those of you or your parents that are on the AMSAS group, I sent out the first 2 pages translation of Bodhisattva. So if you all have that, you can look at that translation, and also if you have at home, either you have it or your parents have, you can also look at the Oriya copy for those of you that can read at least somewhat Oriya. And so what we're going to do through these next few months is there are actually 2 versions of Bodhisattva, one for Vice and one for Mas. The first 2 pages are the same, and then after that, they're a bit different. So what we're going to start out with, the first 2 pages are the same, so this month, next month will be the same, and then we'll go through the advice and other things and Bodhisattva page by page for the Vice Bodhisattva first, and then for the Mas. So that's where we're going. But today, that pledge on the first page, what we're promising to Thakur, that's the same on every Bodhisattva. We'll start with that, and Aryan has agreed to read that out for us, Lydia, and then explain that translation. So Aryan, when you're ready.
Jai Guru. So Swati Didi asked me to read the pledge, which is on the first page of our Parichaya Patra, and that's an identification card that some of us have. And basically, we all know that our relationship to Thakur, that we belong to Thakur, is the Parichaya Patra just shows that relationship on a piece of paper. So the first thing on the first page is the Saraswata Sangha Puri. It has the address, it has a registration number that's unique to us, and then it has the signatures of the Parichayaka, our local branch president, and our signature. And then I'll read the pledge. So it's Mu Thakura Shri Shri Ningamananda Saraswati Devanko Ekamatra Guru Ebang Ishurupe Varana Kariyachi Ebang Tanka Pradata Jaiguru Siddhamantra Grahana Kari Vinayachara Saraswata Sangha Prinka Nirdesare Parichayata Herbapai Sikuti Pradana Karuachi. So the translation is this. Pledge of the Savaka. I have accepted Thakur Shri Shri Ningamananda Saraswati as my only guru and cherished deity. And having accepted his perfected mantra Jai Guru, I pledge to be steered under the direction of Nyachara Saraswata Sangha Puri. Jai Guru.
Very good, thank you, Armin. So with that, let's start. Does anyone have any questions about what's in that pledge, about that translation? But I think a lot of you are familiar with it. So if you all don't have questions, I have questions for you. So at the beginning of that pledge, right, the pledge is titled The Pledge of the Sevaka. So, Sanvi, what is the Sevaka? Sanvi, are you there? Might be muted. Let's go to Pratyush. What's a Sevaka?
Sevaka is like somebody who like volunteers to like help or give a service.
So it's basically a volunteer, someone who's giving a service, who's serving someone. And then go to how are we Sevakas?
Jaguru, we are Sevakas because we do Takara Seva, like we volunteer to do it, and we don't want anything in return.
Exactly. So, we are Sevakas of Takara, so we're pledging, and we always do volunteer to serve him. We're not asking for anything in return. We want to be in his service. So this is our pledge as Sevakas, as accepting that role. That's what those three promises are. Okay, so for those, right, there are three promises that we make. We say we're accepting Takura as our only guru and cherished deity. We accept the perfect mantra Jai Guru, which we've been using, we always use, and then we pledge to be steered under the direction of Anilata Saraswata Sangha, which is our parent organization in Puri. So those are the three promises that we make. So then we're only making three promises there, and we talked about at the beginning some other things that we might promise Takura. So why do we think we're making these three specific promises? Anshul? What do we think is special about making these three specific promises?
Jai Guru. Wait, what were the promises again?
That we're accepting Takura as our only guru, and Issa cherished deity, accepting Jai Guru as our mantra, and pledging to be steered under Nilajala Saraswata Sangha.
I guess those three promises describe how we pray to Takura.
So it can be kind of a pathway for us to just to kind of give us framework for how we should pray to Takura.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so then let's break down these three promises and what they mean, how that gives us that pathway. So that first promise is we specify that Takura is our only deity and guru. So Arnav, why do you think we have to specify that Takura, we're accepting Takura as the only guru that we're following, our only Ista, our cherished deity?
So that then we're saying that we're not going to pray any other guru.
Right. So we're saying we're not going to pray any other guru. And why would worshiping and following the advice of any other guru? Why might that be a problem or make it difficult to be a good sevaka for Takura?
So that then if any other guru says something, you only do what Takura says.
Right, so someone might say something different and it can get confusing. So if we accept Thakura as our only guru, only Ista, then we can just focus on him, and anything anyone else says, their followers, their because their followers can appreciate and follow. But for us, we can do whatever Thakura tells us to do. Okay. So then the second promise is we say that we accept the perfected mantra, Jai Guru. So what does that mean when we say that we accept the Jai Guru mantra? Manu, what does it mean when we say we accept Jai Guru as our mantra?
Jai Guru, it means that we're agreeing to use that as our only mantra and not get diverted. And it means that we're accepting to think about Jai Guru whenever we can and preferably all the time.
Right, so we have that mantra and we think about it all the time and we can focus on that. And Bobby, what sort of things, having a mantra like Jai Guru that we can think of all the time, what is the use in that? Why is that useful to us?
Jai Guru, basically, with us accepting that mantra, we can use it to remind us of Thakura, and if we ever have any problems or we need to tell him something, we're able to use that mantra first and let him know.
Right, so that mantra Jai Guru, we use that, it reminds us of Thakura, we have that immediate association with him, and when you're troubled, when you're worried, all of that, just saying that word, saying that mantra, we are immediately connected to Thakura, and it gets us in that headspace. So Thakura has given us this mantra, and so in accepting that, like Manu said, we can realize we can think about it all the time, we can have that connection, and then in specific moments, we can use that to ground ourselves and think of Thakura to open up our worship of him and get us into that space. Okay, and then our final promise that we make, or pledge that we make to Thakura, is that we're going to be steered under the under Saraswata Sangha in Puri. So, what is that Sangha first, and then why do we accept being steered under them? Yukta? What is that Sangha?
I don't have an answer.
That's fine. I'll come back. Saraswat?
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah. So it talks about Nilachala Saraswata Sangha. Right, we're the American Saraswata Sangha. So in our pledge, we pledge to be steered under Nilachala Saraswata Sangha. So what is that Sangha?
I think that the Sangha, Sangha is basically like a meeting place for everybody who follows Thakura.
Mm-hmm. So it's a meeting place for everyone that follows Thakura. And this one is located, it's on the page. Where is this one located?
I think it's in Puri, Jaipur.
Mm-hmm. And do you know how we're associated with that?
Jaipur, no.
No. Does Shreya? Can you explain our association with Nilachala Saraswata Sangha?
I would say that we are another Sangha in America, like we are a branch of that organization.
Right, so we're a branch. So our main organization is Nilachala Saraswata Sangha, so that was established. And all of the different sanghas. So you might have gone to, we're in America, Saraswata Sangha, and when you all might go to India and visit, you might go to different sanghas there, depending on where you live and your locality. And so there are various branches, but we're all part of we're basically under that same umbrella of Saraswata Sangha. So it is a sangha, it's a group of people who all follow Thakura, like Saraswata was saying. And so it's that group of people that all are sevakas of Thakura, and we all follow him and all accept this pledge. So when we say that we're going to be steered under the direction of the Sangha, does anyone know what does that look like? If we're saying we're going to be steered under the direction of the Sangha. Shilpi. Go ahead. Was someone saying something?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. So when it says, so there's this Sangha that we're in, and Saraswata Sangha is the kind of overarching, so I think you can think of it as a main branch, and then where branches coming out of that for all the various sanghas in different localities. So that Sangha, which we're all part of in that way, we're saying that we're going to be steered under the direction of that Sangha. So what does that mean when we say we're going to be steered under the direction of Sangha? Or what do you think that looks like?
I think it's like worshiping Thakura in like similar ways, and like appreciating the community that we have.
Appreciating the community, establishing similar ways that we're worshiping Thakura under that guidance. Okay. Eva, what do you think it means to be steered under the Sangha, under the direction of Sangha?
Jaigu, I kind of think the same as Sophie, like maybe like following the same guidances and like teachings and appreciating the community.
Okay, so if we follow the same guidances, maybe that is established by Sangha, and appreciating the community that we have with each other. Okay. So, right, we've seen these are the 3 promises. For those of you that have Bodhicitta, I think most of you have read it and know, but for those of you that don't have it and are potentially thinking about what that means and whether or not you want, when you want to establish that, hopefully this is helpful to know what we are promising. And so those 3 promises that we're taking to accept Thakura as our only Guru and Ista, to accept that mantra Jai Guru, which those 2 things I think most of us have done even if you haven't accepted Bodhicitta, but that's the meaning behind it. And then pledging to be steered under the direction of the Sangha, which, as we just established, kind of means following the same guidelines, working together on that, appreciating that community and that discussion on what all of that means and what those guidelines should be. Those are the 3 things that we promise every time we read this, and those are the 3 things as sevakas, as members of the Sangha, that we really centralize. So next time you'll read more of Bodhicitta, more of Thakura's advice and all of that. But for now, we're out of time. And I think Bhagavad Vinaya is by Anhik today. So Anhik, whenever you're ready. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Today is my second Bodhisattva. I'm so happy to share my experience of all the learnings from Thakur and YA session. Thakur always loves us and protects us from any situation. Jai Guru mantra is the shortest but most powerful mantra because it helps you from any situation. When I am hurt or worried, I say Jai Guru. I feel better when I say Jai Guru. Jai Guru is a simple word that most of us know how to say. Thakur is our everything and he always wants us to be happy. Jai Guru.
जय गुरु तारिणी भाई अभिनय
जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु आज मो पाली सेवा आज वर्षर शेष पूजा आज जो डिस्कसन है आमर स्क्रिप्चर विषय रवि प्राय सबू पॉइंट कवर कले मन कवर कला भाया लगे तो मुझे माने मोर भावना मोर दिनचर्या विषय मु समस्त सामने कह चाहूँगी से प्रकाश कले ही परिमार्जित हो पार। तो प्रथम पॉइंट था मुझे ठाकुर को पूजा कलु निज भर भावना आसला आम कौन कि ठाकुर पूजा करुचे ठाकुर को भल पाचे तार मुझे बुझिली जी आमर आध्यात्मिक जगत में आम विकास हम आम ठाकुर को डाक ठाकुर चिंताधारा चलना। तो आध्यात्मिक जगतटा कौन से ठाकुर निगम उपदेश ठाकुर तार रूल्स बनई जे तुम ए जिनस ए कले तुम आध्यात्मिक जगत में उन्नत जो आम से जिन गुड़ा मुझे चेष्टा ब्रह्म मुहूर्त उठा सात्विक खाद्य ग्रहण करवा इंद्रिय को संयमता करवा नियम पालन करवा। तो यहाँ कला यहाँ हूँ जो ठाकुर नियम करने द्वारा आमर आध्यात्मिक जगत विकास होगा। तो एकाथर आमको बहुत उपदेश दिखाई माने आम प्राय शुणुचे बहुत ये देखुचे ये बही पढ़ुचे बहुत उपदेश अच्छे किंतु मुझे भावे धर मुझे गोटे उपदेश को गोटे को मो जीवन दिनचर्या जदि करी गोटे उदाहरण हूँ सात्विक खाद्य सात्विक खाद्य खाऊँ किंतु थोड़े ज्ञान भाई थोड़े गोटे डिस्कसन ज्ञान भाई कहते जब सात्विक खाद्य जब आम अधिका ग्रहण कर दे राजसिक खाद्य हो जाए। तो माने सबू जिनस माने संयमता आना नियम पालन करवाटा ही हूँ माने आध्यात्मिक जगत विकास विकास करने सहायक हम आम प्राय सब मु ब्रह्म मुहूर्त सज्जा त्याग करने चेष्टा करे प्राय हुए थर थे धर शुक्रवार राति ऑफिस नहीं शनिवार कि स्कूल जबार नहीं पिला टे 5टार न उठिकी आउ टे 15 मिनट शोई जो दिन मुझे भावे जाओ 15 मिनट शोबी तापर 3 दिन खंडे सेमती चलो जे जो कहते आम इंद्रिय संयमता आम इंद्रिय सब चाहे इंद्रिय जहाँ चाहे तार विपरीत दिगरे काम करवाटा ही हूँ इंद्रिय संयमता। पार्टी चाहूँगी भल खाद्य खायापी ग्रहण करवा मुझे गोटे मानने एकादशी गला एकादशी मुझे प्राय 2 वर्ष मानने आगुरी छोट बड़े करी मझे बंद होता 2 वर्ष है एकादशी आरंभ कर जो दिन एकादशी कर रोचे ना मोर किसी खाद्य प्रति ना फ्रुट फ्रुट खाई रही किंतु एकादशी परदिन सका उठिकी पूजा पूजा सारापर जमी गोटे मन भर गोटे आसुची गोटे किसी खाइनी मैंने गोटे मत मत लगुच माने पुणी माने से इंद्रिय कथार मुझे चलिया चेष्टा कर भावना आस। तो प्रति मुहूर्त प्रति खेल प्रति परिमार्जित करने को निजे चेष्टा कर गोटे कथा कहि जे मत कौट पढ़ी मुझे जानी पचारे पाप पुण्य कौन। तो ये गोटे कथा कह समस्त चाहूँगी मु पाप पुण्य बोली किसी ना ये शिव कहते शिव आदि गुरु कहले पाप पुण्य बोली शिव पाखे किसी न थाए जो आम जो जो जिनस आम जो प्रेजेंट अच्छे जदि प्रेजेंट जिनटा को आम ठीक भाव करूने मुझा गाड़ी ड्राइव करुँची गाड़ी ड्राइविंग रे फोकस न करुँची गाड़ी एक्सीडेंट हो खाऊँ जब खाइबार मोर खाया प्रति फोकस ना मु ठाकुर पूजा करुँची मु खेलुची से जब फोकस नहीं से जिनटा केवे भल हेनी आर न हो जिनटा भूल हम भूल हम सी माने ओवरऑल जो जिनटा आम जोटा आम गोल जोटा रोचे आम जोटा आध्यात्मिक चिंताधारा रोचे कि आम विकास हम मनीष जो इवल्व हम से जिनस आम फोकस करुचे तेणुक प्रति जिनस आम छोटे जिनसटे भी करवा आम गोटे क्या सागर खेलुचे क्या सागर बुलुचे क्या सागर कथबार्ता करचे से जिनस मैंने फोकस आने चेष्टा कर 2021 गोटे रिजोल्यूशन हिसाब से जो कमटा कर चेष्टा करी एकाग्रता चित्तर करने चेष्टा करी ये कही मोर भाव विनिमय सेवा ये रखुची जय गुरु
स्वप्नेश्वर भाई
जय गुरु प्रथम श्री श्री ठाकुर पादे प्रणाम जनाऊँ कि आज आम पूजाटा सुरुखुरी होगला तापर समस्त भाई और माँ मान पादे प्रणाम जनाऊँ कि धन्यवाद जनाऊँ समस्त पूजा जगह पूजा को सफलमंडित करदे जो पूजा पाली जो नहीं मत विशेष पचार कि भाई आउ टाइम पाली देवे कौन तो बोली भाई मुझे छुट्टी दिन लिखी दिखाँ सेमती आश्रम जाई हम भाई तो छुट्टी दिन लिखिदेले अधम आश्रम टे आसी पारे बुधवार संध्या बेल तो माँ मत डेली पचार कि आश्रम पलैया कि आश्रम टे पलैया कि कहता माँ केमी जा आश्रम आदेश दिखाई कड़े जावानी अफिसर आदेश तो पालन करवा ना कही तो बुझे आम घर तो ठाकुर अच्छे पूजा कर ठाकुर ये करवा मो मन तो बुझुन ना बहुत नहीं ठाकुर के देखा ठाकुर एमती दंड दिखती जगह बुझे गुरुवार सका चल पड़े बाहर कौन कर घर रही गुरुवार गला शुक्रवार पुणी बारंबार कहीं मत कहीं कोई कष्ट दौच मोर तो इच्छा हो देखा जहाँ भी हो काली से रक्षा बस कहले चल जा सब परिया पत्र मुझे किन बोले अच्छी तो परिया पत्र ना आदि कौन आने भोग दवा भल जहाँ भी हो जिते दिल्ली मन तो बुझुनी काली देखो पूरा यूट्यूब सबरी पाखे में पड़गला गोटे रामचरित मानस जन जो थे सबरी पाखे में पड़गला सबरी एमती बुढ़ी जाए माता सीधा कहीकि सबरी तो प्रियतम आसवे इपटे प्रभु रामचंद्र आसवे तू अपेक्षा कर आसवे मुझे देखिपारे मुझे जाऊँगी तू निश्चय देखू तुमको से ऋषि वाक्य को भरोसा करके सबरी पड़ी रही आखिक देखा जाऊनी आखिर लेंजरा बांधि पकड़ा अंटा नई गला चली पारूनी प्रतिदिन सकाल से आश्रम के झाड़ू मारुची गोबर आनिक लिपुची गोमूत्र पकड़ सफा करके अपेक्षा कर रामचंद्र आसवे प्रभु तार आसवे प्रियतम आसवे से आखि बुरी देखी ना आखिक देखा जाऊनी से आशा की अच्छी आकांक्षा टी बची डेली सकाल जाऊँगी फलमूल तोड़िक आनिक रखुची निचे टे खाऊँगी देखुच नहीं भल लगुच गोटा रखी डेली एम जाऊँगी भाव से थोड़ा दिन दिन रामचंद्र आस देखा देवा कल से देखु मैंने आखिर लुहा आसगला कांदी पकड़ी बोले अच्छा ये भावना है बोलता नाम पाखक ये खाली प्रार्थना करमती आखिर जल दिंतु चक्र हृदय बल दिंतु कि दिन ना दिन कमी आसवि सिंह द्वार पाखक से गौरव पछुए देखते माँ कहते कहली कहली केमी जा कह ना तुम आश्चर्य मान तुम कहले आश्रम पूरा जब माँ को कहली मजा कौन है आम गाड़ी से पड़ा ना सीट से पड़ा गुड़ी देखी कहते प्रार्थना करे देखा कृष्ण भागवत रचित आतंक भंजन तो बाना आतंक काले वज्र सेना कौन बाना हूँ आतंक भंजन कौन से करोना महामारी आसगला ये गला सी गला किसी ना गोटे मुहूर्त भी लगे से ग्रह रूपी जनार्दन मन पुणी आउ गोटे मुहूर्त विश्वास आसुनी केते लोक प्रदान करेंगे जय
स्वप्नेश्वर भाई त्रुटि विच्छेद
जय गुरु